Hi, good morning to two of you. It's Bhavya Singla and Shubhra Deep, and third one is me. Okay, fourth has also Adhiraj has also joined in. So good morning again to all of you. So let's start with this session analysis and coming back to the level of difficulties of the questions and the paper itself. My take is the paper was moderate to difficult. I don't know what you have to say about this, but my take is paper was moderate to difficult in terms of let's see if I talk about RCs. RCs were a little lengthy, one or two, and the questions were tricky, no doubt. And number of questions, if I talk about easy, this time you had 10 easy questions. Only two questions were difficult in this exam, and moderate 22. Now moderate seems to be very tempting, but moderate means that either way you can do, means it's 50% probability that you'll get the answer wrong or 50% probability that you'll get the answer right. So if you are moderate, can easily become tough in case if you are not able to understand or if you are trapped, whatever the trap has been set up by the examiner. So let us start with this session and the slides what we have. So what we have to say about, guys, Jaskar, Nadiraj, Bhavesh, Shubhra, Deep, about this verbal section of this paper, because previously in the Bullcat 6 we kept this section easy to moderate, but this time we kept moderate to tough. Okay, so moving on to the first question, I picked a few questions only this time, and picked up from one from PR, one from summary, one from grammar, one from misfit one. So all varieties included, just to check wherever we stand and what can be done in future to improve our score. So first is about we have to rearrange the sentences. It is about Facebook takes transparency. So we need to, the beauty of this question was, the trap laid by the examiner was that it was difficult, a little difficult, tricky for us to find the opener in this case. And yeah, it was an easy question. Bhavya, great to see you very confident about verbal nowadays. So keep it up. And in this case, the opener I think was the sentence E is not available. Okay, wait a minute. Yeah, sentence E. Now the way we confuse test takers is that we start the opener with some unorthodox words, like in this case beyond messenger services. Whenever you look at this word beyond, immediately that the thing will come to your mind that this cannot be an opener. But in this case, I generally recommend that while solving parajumble questions, make sure that you go through all the sentences without keeping anything in mind, without any preconceived notion, then immediately scan the choices. Just to get any help, because if any pair is mandatory, you to be present in correct answer option or most of the answer options, and E is the opener in this case. And the keyword, I'll try keyword link method here. It says that social networking tools like Facebook etc have created a new vocabulary of virtual seduction, a new convergence between dating industry and one of your favorite areas, guys, but transparent truths of one social tab, and simplified but transparent truths of one social self. Kind of both ways, it can benefit us also, it can harm us also. So the word keyword here is transparent. I think if E is an opener, fourth cannot be an answer option here in this case, so it could be either 1, 3 or 2. After E, let's see what will come. Here we have EA, EB, EC, all the three options. So I'll link this word with the transparency. I take Facebook, take transparency to the limit. So in the previous sentence, I'll show you again the previous sentence where I'm moving my arrow, this cursor here, transparent, and the previous one is A, transparency to the limit, since it virtually reproduces and extends one's real etc etc. He has exemplified the types of status people type on this. So EA, if EA, then answer is very clear. Answer is, I suppose, second. We'll just need to check whether B is going fine or not. again it talks about is further explains A B. So most serious sites will be based on a profile here also profile is there, status and then is profile E A B. Now it's clear B and C will form mandatory pair, A and B also form mandatory pair, and this would be concluded by D. I think, did you get this question correct, guys? Yes, Jaskar, Nadiraj, Pankaj, Keshav, Pritika, Mohit, Srujan. Okay, you all have become genius. You all are born genius actually. We are just waiting for the cat to happen, and for sure A is waiting for all of you. Okay, let's move on to the next question then. Again, this was little tricky. Minecraft question. If you remember Minecraft, it's about some game, a virtual game, online game, some kind of, and let's go through again this sentence, this particular question, these sentences, and check whether we got this question correct or not. Now one point is very clear in this question. In most of the sentences you will find pronoun he. So we need to pick up the sentence as an opener in which you will find the name of this guy. So B is an undisputed opener in this case because the game and the name of the person who created this game is the B. Now we just need to check whether BE or BD, because in one of the options he has given BE and two options he has given BD. So game designer Jason, okay guys, you are saying B. Pankaj, you are saying B. B means, yeah, opener is B. Opener is B. Yes. Opener, sentence B is an opener in this case. Now I'm checking what will come after B. Game designer Jason Rohrer was challenged to create a game that was also a religion, and with as any good game, any good religion, it came with a set of straightforward rules. So first of all, always keep in mind, we keep on revising the rules off and on. So in Parajumbles, you need to, I told you earlier also, that we need to move from journal to specific. This is very general rule and is applicable all the time. Make sure that you move from journal to specific. Journal in this case would be the name of the person, and then one of the sentences is highlighting the how we can start the game. So it is probably D sentence is there where it is clearly mentioned, just plug the flash drive containing his creation into your USB port and follow these steps. So after that, steps would be highlighted. So after B, D is the best choice. Now again we are stuck between two close options, 3 and 4, because in both the options we will find D after B. B for Bombay, D for Delhi, the second one, and A and C. Now the real challenge is to figure out A or C in this case. Okay, C says he wanted his game to encourage players to contemplate the monuments of those gods, which he meant he needed an environment where you could build things for future, etc, etc. And A says he put up a slide of a Minecraft, which is like an adventure game. Now if I compare A and C, so it's a very next step is he puts up a slide of, so we need to find this word steps to be linked with A, because he put up a slide of Minecraft, which is like an adventure game. Again very general, what the game is all about and what is the objective will come after this. So all in all, coming all to the some of the discussion, the answer is very clear, I think, to all of you guys. Answer is, I just picked up this question, no doubt we already have taken this exam and solved this question even, and I suppose, I assume that you got this question correct even, but I was just telling you how to link the sentences and what things we should keep in mind while solving the questions. Move from general to specific. Opener should introduce the topic of the discussion, and mandatory pair we have got 5 or 6 tricks, as we all are aware of. I discussed in previous analysis also. So am I clear, guys? Now the team has increased to the 14. Initially we started with 1 or 2 guys. So am I clear? Is my voice reaching? Okay, so didn't ask yeah the score. So what was your score? What did you score in this exam? The person who got the highest, I mean to say the first ranker, the 99.99% percentiler, his score was 86 and his accuracy was 88%. And person who got 90 percentile exactly, his score was 62. 62 means approximately 21 to 22 question correct, and his accuracy was approximately 70% or so. So you need to, I generally take up these two lines in my analysis just so that we can benchmark us, where do we stand in terms of accuracy and where we have to reach, and the bar we have to set for ourselves. So I don't know where do you stand right now, but point is, if I talk about the minimum number of attempts, this paper had 10 easy questions. So I will assume that out of 10, we should at least able to get 7 correct, at least. Could be 8 also or 9 also if my accuracy is fine, but I'm taking the minimum side, bare minimum 7 question correct. And out of 22 moderate question, I will assume that 22 moderate question, I will assume that I'll get 14 correct. So 14 plus 7, 21. Out of 2 difficult question, I assume that we should get at least 1 correct. But all in all, in this style of paper, this kind of paper, this level of difficulty, we should get at least 22 minimum correct. If you are near this, absolutely fine. If you are much below than this, then you have to seriously redesign your strategy. If you are much above than this, nothing to worry about, just wait for the call letter from IIMS A. So the time has come to move on to the next question, guys. So should we move on to the next question? There is a benefit of taking a session in the morning. We all are, I think, awake, but I think you already have attended one mathematics session, quant analysis, quant and DI. So okay guys, move on to the next. But the benefit of online session is very simple. You can attend this session while sipping a cup of coffee or having a good bread omelette kind of. But here we have to be, since you all can see me, so I cannot have all these privileges. Okay, this question number 70 is about misfit, and most of us are very frightened, afraid of misfit sentences. So let us talk about this misfit strategy. So what told you last time also, that misfit would not be so clearly visible, that out of all the people from England, you will find one guy from Africa, and it will be simply very easy for us. It would be hands down for us to take this odd one out, or out of all doklas, one would be idli sambar vada, and would be easier for us to take this out. The point is, you need to link all the sentences. You are supposed to find the theme or essence between all these sentences, and one sentence would lie a little outside, not exactly outside most of the times, but one little way out of the given sentence, group of sentences. So it is about it talks about very interesting so guys, I'm just giving you time to go through this. So I think this particular question talks about the tug of war between two aspects of our personality. That is, one is reason, another is emotion. So reason and emotion, there is fight between reason and emotion and emotions. And when it comes to the matter of love, one should follow, I suppose, in this as per the question, if I remember, emotions. And but one of the sentences talk about romantic love taking the center stage at a time when romantic reaction to a rationalized thinking, industrializing the world, emphasize individual lonely soul. One of the sentences is talking about, three sentences are talking about reasons versus emotions, and one of the sentences is talking about the social mode resisted the shift, but the ideals associated with romantic love. So, romantic love, I think. So, guys, take your take on this question. I suppose again easy question, but I don't know why people mark this question as moderate. And the answer would be in this case would be something like D. Yes, Tanya Sharma, it is D. Tanya, are you our last year student? Are the same girl, Tanya? Okay, Mohit, your question, sir. These misfit sentences is sure to come in CAT, as we see in every mock. They are present. Yes, Mohit. One of the guesses is, and that too up to 99% accuracy, that will come across. We'll see this misfit sentences, because we'll come across if I analyze previous 3 years of CAT exam, then I'll find 4 to 5 questions based on parajumbling, 3 to 4 based on rearrangement of the sentences, and 1 or 2 based on misfit sentences. So don't worry if you're not comfortable. Make sure that you practice this question a lot. And if you still are not comfortable, and while taking any exam, if you are not still you're confused in picking up the right option, means the misfit one, my advice would be that we can leave this question, because ultimately your score percentile will depend upon your accuracy, and it's not wise to sacrifice accuracy for the sake of attempting this question. So don't worry, but point is that still we have got ample time. Make sure that you practice a lot. I don't know what problem you are facing, let it be strategy wise or technique wise. Technique is very simple, that you need to group these sentences, and one particular sentence will lie a little outside, not exactly outside but little outside. But make sure that you need to reflect these sentences very carefully to get the correct answer. Practice a lot. Don't worry, but practice a lot. Am I clear, Mohit? But still, let's say in the month of while taking an exam, real CAT, if you come across very simple question and the answer is very obvious that this one is pretty obvious and is lying outside the group, pick up the answer. Otherwise, if you are still confused after enough practice, my advice would be that don't worry about this 1 or 2 misfit one, but I would recommend that you practice rearrangement type a lot. Okay, let's move on to next question. Now I picked up this as from this grammar section, and we are supposed to pick up the grammatically incorrect. And I told you in my previous analysis also that need not to worry too much about the grammar. Make sure that after you take any test, take the printout and solve the previous questions even, and keep on revising the previous stuff also, the grammar questions. And for the sake of learning, you're not supposed to solve again under time pressure, but take the printout and keep on revising the stuff, and keep on recalling what was wrong with this question or a particular sentence, and what was the trick given by the examiner or at the end of the paper explanation, and so that we are able to master these tricks and keep. Ultimately, the game is of revision. And there are two types of people are really successful in this world. One who is super duper intelligent, born genius. Second is one who is passionate about, one who is die hard or assiduous or very diligent, hardworking guy. So I think we all lie in the second category. I'm not talking about Einstein, I'm not talking about Mark Zuckerberg, I'm not talking about Larry Page or Steve Jobs. I'm talking about normal people like us. So we can also achieve, we can get into IIMs, we can also achieve good score by our hard work. So there cannot be any substitute to this particular emotion or the passion. Make sure that you practice a lot, all of you guys. Nothing is impossible in this world. The problem is that we are not able to, we feel dejected or demoralized whenever we are not able to score good in any question or any particular exam. But don't lose your heart. Losing a battle doesn't imply or mean that we have lost the war. War is still on, and you all are born commandos. So coming on to this 75th question. So we need to find out the incorrect ones. So yes guys, Preeti, for sure, because in our exams, mocks and bull cats, you come across difficult sentence arrangement question. But if you still want to practice more, then do you have our books, Bullseye books, Preeti? So if you are our online student, do you have our Bullseye packs? So are you only our test series student or full-fledged online CAT comprehensive or CAT essential student? So you have the pack. So Preeti, make sure that you revise. You take up the questions from initiatives also. We have plus also books also and initiative books also. Pack 1, pack 2, pack 3. Ample practice as far as sentence arrangement or any topic is concerned. But make sure that you solve all the question given in the mocks. So we have given you ample practice. Don't worry. Make sure that religiously or sincerely you practice. So what are you getting in our mocks? The highest and the lowest range. I shouldn't be asking this online, but what do you have to say about verbal? Is it your strong area, Preeti? No, it is not your strong area. So I think you're from science background, and for science students, I think the mathematics or DI part they're pretty comfortable with. But okay, Preeti, you're from engineering, so make sure that you practice. English is a game of practice only, and it is all reflection, understanding. We do have tricks, but tricks will not work until unless we practice enough. So make sure that you practice a lot. Okay, so guys, let's talk about this question. I have set some very high standards for myself. In all my tasks, I want to, now this second sentence is wrong, but it is very difficult for us to find out this error because hand down winner. So until unless you are aware of this phrase, hand down is wrong, it is hands down winner, means to achieve something easily and decisively. So until unless I am aware of this phrase, I cannot pick this sentence, I cannot find this error. So when the question is based on phrasal verbs errors, then it is very difficult for us to find out track the error. But in case it is pure grammar, let it be subject verb agreement, be it modifier, parallelism, tense based, but primarily make sure that you revise and you practice subject verb agreement, and you practice modifier and parallelism. Primarily will give you questions based on these three prime area, and rest all are very simple areas. If I talk about tense, we all can attempt. If I talk about this pronoun reference error, so it can easily be handled. But point is that subject verb agreement is very important topic, and modifiers and parallelism. Make sure that you revise these three areas. So B was wrong in this case. C is based on simple singular plural funda. It said that to achieve my goals, I need that one constant. You talk about one constant. I need a singular word. Stimuli is plural word. I need one constant stimulate. That motivates me. And E is the wrong usage of word. The effect, it should be effect in place of affect. Affect is a verb, and effect is a noun. So the answer to this question was 3 wrongs: B, C and E. My point of picking this question was just to discuss few things with you related to this question. Not this question, but related to these concepts. Otherwise, okay, the time has come to move on to the next question. There is too much of the silence from your side. I think it is kind of Sholay movie going on. Itna sannata kyun hai bhai? So, okay, coming on to the next question. Very easy in terms of understanding, no doubt a little lengthy question, but I think most of you got this correct. Most of you would have gotten this correct. Deepak Chopra's insightful advice and the poignant. Do we know the meaning of the word poignant, guys? Question is not important, the word is. Yes, guys, the meaning of the word poignant. That's why I say that take the printout. Sharp is only kind of 30% meaning, Shubhradeep. Poignant is very touchy, emotional. No doubt, it definitely would have the essence of sharpness in it. Okay, poignant observation. The doubts affecting human beings, and they are the lack of sympathy in society, the meaningless division in the society, was worrying. Now, in order to confuse you further, we have inserted unnecessary, not unnecessary, but grammatically correct hyphens. One you will find after observations, and second you will find after society. Now, as per the subject verb agreement, it says that verb is ultimately controlled by the subject, and subject in this case, second half would be advice and poignant observations. Deepak Chopra's insightful advice and poignant observations. So observations. So it has to be yes. Is it King? Yeah. So the question is very simple. Observations plural. So we cannot have the observations. If I remove all the hyphen part, the poignant observations were a worrying demonstration. So it has to be were. Only one option is there, which is about were. So without thinking a second, I would have picked up option number 4. Yes, Mohit. Your ID seems that you are a regular student, Mohit. From which batch? 14150. Your ID tells me that you are a regular. Are you a regular student, Mohit? Okay, which batch? So the time has come to move on to the next question, guys. Okay. Question is very interesting. Question number 80. It is about Darren Brown, illusionist, mentalist, hypnotist, kind of magician. In nutshell, it was magician. So this question is based on para completion. We are supposed to find out the last line, and the last line can either be the conclusion or the logical extension of second last line. The technique, the step number 1 is read the question at least twice. Then scan the choices to figure out if the question is based on conclusion or is it extension based question. Let it be conclusion or let it be extension based question. We have to take care of 3 very important things. I tell this in my classes also, regular classes. 1, the tone of the passage. 2nd, the style of the writing. 3rd, the keywords. So in this case, if I go about this, so one person, I think one reporter is asking, taking his interview, this magician's interview. So Darren Brown asked this that you daren't, but you are not going to talk about this in your article, are you? He asked when I quizzed him about detail of the show. I had seen him in one of the places. It concerned the airy mechanical doll that features in his act. Now he says that because I can't mention anything about the show, if that is all right, it is important when people come, the surprises will go. Means he is not all, essence says me that he is not all interested in revealing the facts, and he says that he should also not type, the author should also not type write this in article. So let the people come and enjoy the show and see the surprises themselves. So last line is saying that he is not interested in revealing. So let's see the choices again. So the first choice I would reject because of the simple word sardonic. In nowhere in the passage sardonic means making mockery of. Neither author nor Darren Brown himself is making mockery of anything. First gone because of simple word. And do we know the meaning of the word sadistic, guys? This is one of the tricks that we employ to confuse you by inserting difficult words. Sardonic is one of the tones also in RCs when author is making mockery of the subject. So here is no this kind of tone present visible in this passage. So first gone. Yes, guys, sadistic. Are you all enjoying pizzas along with my session? Nobody is interested in typing? So must be checking your cell phone, looking at the meaning of the word sadistic, and then we'll type, because you all can see me, I can't see you. Okay, jokes apart, sadistic is one who takes undue pleasure in the sufferings of others. Yes, Pankaj, enjoy hurting deeply. People. So yes, this generally is tendency whenever two people are in relationship, one is very dominating, another is very submissive. One who is very dominating will generally adopt this kind of attitude. So I think you're narrating your personal experience. So let's talk about the second option. The lack of authenticity of the magic illusion is known to all. By not talking about it, Darren Brown is further complicating. So there is no complication as highlighted by the passage in this case or by the author. So complicating is not complicating, it's simply requesting that let the people come and enjoy the show. Second gone because of this. And third, perhaps basing your career on deception illusion can have undermining effect and can lead very best of us to doubt on ourselves. So he's not at all doubting, he's pretty confident, he only wants that this should not be given, and there's no point that he's undermining his own efforts or effect. So we need to extend this. So fourth, I think, is the right answer option. The magician's fear of exposure is only natural, since he isn't generally psychic, or as we start poking in the machinery, then his tricks, the keywords are very clear. We're talking about the doll, we're talking about the tricks, we're talking about the mentalist, hypnotist. So these are the keywords. And last line says that if he reveals all these things, then there's no point in people coming and attending his show, looking and watching his show. So fourth, I suppose, is the best point option to complete this. But the problem with this question was that choices were a little lengthy and little filled with vocabulary, high-fi words. So most of us are not able to track the right options. So were you all able to did you get this question correct? Okay guys, watching Sholay movie? Okay. So those who didn't get this question correct, I think my explanation would help you in analyzing this question. So the time has come to move ahead. Jaskaran Singh. So Jaskaran, are you the guy from Ludhiana? No. If I am mistaken, that is Harsohit Singh. So Jaskaran, you're from? Okay, Chandigarh. That's where the name was. Are you a regular student, Jaskaran? Chandigarh Sector 8, Sector 44, Panchkula. Jaskaran Singh. I think in one of my batches, if my memory is up to Sector 8, Jaskaran, what's your batch? What's your batch code? Okay, you're my student. You all are aware of, then you must be aware of all my tricks, whatever I teach in my classes. Okay, 509. Yes, Jaskaran. Okay, fine, Jaskaran. Okay, coming on to this 82nd sentence completion fill in the blanks question. Seems to be a little lengthy question, but I think a little tricky also. The last part is tricky. You just go through once again this question and just take 3 or 4 seconds, 5 seconds, and pick up the choice. Either 1 or 3 option, Bhavya. Okay, you guys, rest of the people. Sayam, I think you again seem to be my student, Sayam. No. Okay. So Sayam, are you an online student? If I am pronouncing your spelling your okay. So the dash debate, let's go through this question. It says that a dash debate involving leaders, political figures from region provided an insight into the ways of government, and when placed under the light of media investigation, the first keyword would be investigation. None of the leaders dash from turning the mirror on themselves and accepting their, second keyword is accepting their faults publicly. So they were ready and they accepted their faults, flaws publicly. So no one was moving or running away from this investigation part or the camera part. Yes, Pankaj, it is. So the dash debate, the first word has to be candid. Candid means frank, bold. So the context say that the bold, sincere, frank debate was going on. Insight into the ways of government, and when placed under light of media investigation, none of the leaders moved away from or ran away from turning the mirror on themselves and accepting. So it has to be shirked. Shirked is moving away, running away from. Diddled is cheated. Wavered is not able to fix any answer. And deviated is moving again away from a very close option. But whenever you are not running away from your responsibility, is called shirking. That's why third. Had it not been there, the best again would have been, second best would have been first option. It cannot be second or fourth in any case. Am I clear, guys? So we need to, I just picked up this question to teach you how do we pick up the keywords and solve the question. CAT no doubt checks your understanding, your ability to reflect upon whatever is presented to you, but point is that for every question there are certain keywords. Let it be RC, completion, summary. Talk about any area. We have got tricks also, we have got hints also, clues also given in the question itself, so as to track the right answer. That is what objective question paper is all about. Strategy is all about, and preparation is all about learning all the tricks and ropes to fare well in CAT or CAT level exams. Okay, let's move ahead. You'll be thinking that till now we haven't come across any RC based question. Last few questions I picked up from RCs because they were very lengthy. I picked up few important questions. So 84th is again summary based question. If you remember that in one of the mocks, I don't know, it's very difficult for any one of us to recall that in one of the mocks we gave you one paragraph about online publishing. And from the same story, I think we picked up this paragraph also, and we set this question to summarize this passage. So again, I picked up this question to tell you that how come keywords are so important, and why and how they help us in finding the right answer. So I'm reading this question for you all. Beyond the rewards of online success are the intellectual advantage of, the first word is immediacy, that characterizes the digital vocabulary. First word is this. The digital intelligentsia is able to quickly judge where an argument must be revised. Second keyword, redrawn or withdrawn altogether. Then he talks about his own times, generation, where it was not difficult, but it was not easy for a writer to get a script revised, proofread or verified. Now because of online things have become very easy. So it says that then he's giving just example. Now publication online as an essay or a tweet permits strangers, some of whom may be terrifically skilled interpreters or to ways in one scholarship, airing ideas. Online offers a potential, again very strong keyword, potential aid. The ultimate is refining one's argument. Here is talking about refinement in the script, not changing as such. If it is required, then again can go for. It doesn't replace the need to sweat over the work, but it does provide eyeballs. Last two keywords, eyeballs and eardrums, in a ways never before available. Eyeballs means mistakes can be easily taken out of the script, and eardrums means they can hear you and you can hear them, and things can be sorted out perfectly. So that was a whole paragraph, and that's how we read, and we should read and we should take into account the keywords presented in the question itself. So that's how we so did you get this question correct also, guys? No doubt choices were a little tricky, and mind it, while solving, I've seen many times while solving summary based question or para completion question, people get in the mindset of RCs as if they are solving reading comprehensions. So summary means we just need to sum up the main points present in the passage. Now what are the main points and how come these main points are different from the facts presented in the passage? Main points are generally opinion or the ideas stated in the passage, and examples should not be taken into consideration while summing up the passage. Example should not be the part of the summary. Only few keywords from the passage to judge the main ideas presented in the passage, and we just need to take up the main points. Example should be strictly taken out of the summary. Preeti, main points are the keywords are very simple. 4 from grammar point of view: adjectives, adverbs, sometimes gerunds, ing form, conjunctions, and abstract nouns. These 5 parts of speech can be termed as keywords in any piece of writing or text. I'm repeating again: abstract nouns, adverbs, adjectives, conjunctions, and gerunds. Sometimes gerund is any verb playing the role of noun. So these are the keywords. We should not think about is, am, are, has, have, or any preposition in, at, about, etc. These are not keywords. Second idea, second perspective or view of looking at this particular style of question is that you need to understand the essence or the main idea present in the passage or main ideas. This is what we teach you in our first RC class, that how to track the main idea. So these two things you should keep in mind while solving these questions. So am I clear, Preeti? So now the time has come to get the answer. I picked up, we saw few of the keywords. Do you see any word related to immediacy or immediately you come across the revised version of your piece of text as edited by online editors, volunteers, freelancers? Yes, Bhavya, it is option 2. The availability of online critique ensure. Critique means one who can tell us the good and bad about our piece of text, whatever we have written. Ensure that one's work is open to refinement, that too immediately. So third is very funny choice. It says the number of options available online to publish and peer review work has gone through the roof. So it cannot be through the roof, and there's no mention that the number has increased or it has gone through the roof and made the job writer easily. There's no mention that the job has become very easy. Third, very funny, rejected. And accessibility of ideas online means that one can collaborate on project like never before. There's no mention of that this is the best method available. It is that things can be sorted out, problems can be found, mistakes can be taken out from the piece of text easily, because there are many people online pretty expert and they can help you in that. Yes, all of you correct. Answer is second. I think now the RCs would come. So very boring passage. Those who have paid little attention to science or to philosophy are apt to dogmatize. Just Karan, your question, why it can't be fourth option? The best tools, first of all, we can't say this is the best tool. For vocabulary and editing are available. It's not vocabulary, it is a piece of text, entire piece of text. So few words we have included, vocabulary and editing, only editing are available online. These can help you one revise one quicker and in a manner we can't say unseen previously. So job was not easier earlier, but it was there. So it cannot be unseen. It cannot be only vocabulary. That's why we are supposed to reject this choice. Am I clear, Jaskaran? Okay, move on to very interesting passage. Now interesting, the tone of the speaker is sarcastic. It's a little difficult passage. You need to have very cool and calm mind while reading or solving RCs. My suggestion is that should not solve all the RCs in one go. Point number two, after you solve one RC, take break and try to solve 1, 2 or 3 to 4 non-RC question, means let it be grammar, vocabulary, fill in the blanks, whatever you want to. You should give time to your mind so that the previous stuff can be deleted, can be taken out. Then attempt second RC. After second RC, again attempt 1 or 2 non-RC questions or 3 non-RC questions to take the stuff of the RC out of your mind, and you should proceed with this manner. Am I clear? So this is one of the problem faced by students, that sir, whenever we are solving third or fourth RC, our accuracy drops. So point is that do not solve all the RCs in one go, one RC at a time. And because most of the time we'll find that every RC would ultimately boils down to philosophy or psychology. Let it be even Swachh Bharat Abhiyan based RC, ultimately will boil down to societal philosophy. So make sure that you solve one RC, take break, 3 or 4 non-RC question, second RC, 3 or 4 non-RC question, third RC. And if you are not comfortable, if your speed is not enough, then make sure that you leave, but not recommended you have to do this every time, but in order to accommodate the rest of the verbal section, if you have to leave one RC, then should not leave more than one or only one. Minimum 2 RC should be there, should be able to attempt, and we should attempt to get decent percentile. At the max 3 if you are not comfortable with RC section, or your speed or accuracy is a little here and there, but do not solve all the RCs in one go. Keep this in mind always. So this passage was about how dogmatic people. So do we know the meaning of the word dogmatic, guys? Bhavya, LOD, level of difficulty of this these RCs, whatever you are setting for you in mocks or cats, is pretty high. In real cat, you will get easier RCs. Don't worry. We are practicing very difficult RCs and putting very difficult RCs. But point is, in real cat, you will find RCs a little lower than in terms of difficulty than what you see, what you come across in our mocks or cats. So dogmatic means, again, very I suppose that you've gone through this RC, say that people are really dogmatic about the treating beauty, and they are not able to analyze, or they are not able to analyze the beautiful things or beauty instilled in any particular object. They'll come up with harsher judgments, that one is beautiful and that one is ugly, or someone is square, someone is round. They're not able to come up with the very sensible explanation of beauty. And author says that beauty, as any other science, it has also got certain principles involved to define, and ultimately says that it is very difficult for us to quantify the word beauty. The philosophical side is, it talks about science of aesthetics. Aesthetics means your ability to sense beauty. Generally, aesthetic sense, generally people from the profession like this interior designing or architecture, painters, artists, they have got aesthetic sense. And rest, they all will try Laplace, Fourier transforms or reduction formula, integration, differential calculus while analyzing anything beautiful. So it says that 89th question says that author of the passage would agree with all of the following except Dogmatic means one who is very biased and very stubborn, adamant about his or her own views, and is not readily is very happy in accepting views presented by other people. So if I know about the word, because entire RC revolved around this these kind of people, and in this case I would pick up option number 4th as the answer. It says that men with dogmatic assessment of the topic of the beauty can miss the subtext of the broader. This can be answered just by reading first two paragraphs. First question based on first two paragraphs. Now, why I picked up this question, the logic behind is, no doubt it is very difficult for me to read entire RC for you on this platform, but point is that whenever you come across anything difficult, read paragraph by paragraph. For example, if I read first paragraph, first of all scan the questions. Try to keep the keyword, try to write the keywords on your scrap paper, whatever you get, rough sheets to solve maths or DI, just write down the keywords present in the question, and while reading the paragraph, and read paragraph by paragraph. And after reading first paragraph, I'll scan the question whether I can answer any one of the questions, given questions, on the basis of whatever I have read till now. Read paragraph number 2 and again scan the question. If I can answer any question based on first two paragraphs, that's how we solve very difficult and abstract RCs. Because if I read the entire difficult or abstract RCs, it would not be easier for me to store the facts or the essence and then answering the question after the end of my reading process. It is better to handle the very difficult or complex problem or RCs paragraph by paragraph. Do not rely always on your intelligence while handling difficult or abstract RCs. Go by paragraph approach. Am I clear, guys? Press yes or no. Do you still go by this way, that you read the difficult RC? Because after reading couple of lines, anyone can understand that the passage is very difficult, and whenever you sense, when you realize, as soon as you realize that passage is very difficult, abstract, and very philosophical or psychological, make sure that you go by paragraph approach. If paragraph is very simple, or I mean to say that interesting, it will not be simple, interesting, I can understand, I can retain the stuff, then probably finish the reading part first and then answer the questions. Yes, Ali. One of the dangers involved is that if one of the paragraphs, question based on one paragraph, and author is contradicting this in the last few lines, then we are at risk. But in case, I'm telling you this, whenever we come across very difficult RCs, but in case, as far as your question is concerned, if I reach at the end of the paragraph, and if I find something very contradicting, and this is very visible also, first of all, you'll not be able to visualize or see this, whether the first paragraph or the last paragraph is contradicting the first paragraph. In case if you have, if you are able to detect this, then probably we can correct our answer. Am I correct, Sayali? Okay. So the author of the passage would agree with the statement. Again, the passage revolves around the people. Dogmatic people are not able to appreciate beauty. They don't have the aesthetic sense to analyze or sense beauty. So answer is very clear, obviously. It is based on the last line. Whenever you come across very difficult RC, most of the question will be pretty direct, and it is based on the last line. If I go on to the paragraph, so it is a philosophical science, I'm talking about the beauty aesthetics, is by no means in a position to follow a beaten path, where I'm moving my arrow right now, cursor. So question can be answered on the basis of this. The author of the passage would agree with the statement, science of aesthetics does not follow the conventional route. Simple. Yes, Mohit Kartike, God Kartike, elder brother of Lord Ganesha. You can never be wrong. Yes, Tanya, Mohit, absolutely fine. Now, easy question. Again, should not leave the RC just looking at the face of the RC. I can't say overpowered, blurred by. Overpowered means they are not able to appreciate anything beautiful. It is not, it's a very very harsh word used by the option bhave. That's why we have to reject this second option. Am I clear, bhave? Okay, now question number 93 actually is based on one of the passages, and I think the passage is not visible here. It is about climate change. Let me check. I think there is some problem with the slide. Okay, the question is based on this 93rd question. Let me check again, because in this climate change passage it talks about sense and sensibility, and it's a very difficult passage. It talks about the carbon emission and how the people or the environmentalists are not able to pinpoint this problem, solve this problem, and they are, with their narrowed down approach, moralizing, they have moralized this issue. Remember this RC, it's very difficult RC, lengthy, not difficult, lengthy, with a sense of, with a tinge of ethics and morality again. So the what does author refer to? Mention pragmatism and perspective. Let me check. Yeah. It is about CO2 level, controlling greenhouse emissions, etc. It is based on this. RC is on the next slide, and question is you can see this question. Pragmatism. Do we know the meaning of word pragmatism, guys? It is practical, being practical, and perspective is your ability to analyze or sense the problem. So it talks about that they are visualizing, analyzing this problem. Scientists are analyzing this problem with only narrow perspective, and they have reached to this, that this can be solved by moralizing the issue. That are you with the planet? If you remember, are you against the planet? Means yes no question. Author says that this global warming cannot be solved just by confining this problem to yes no type or moralizing this problem. There's no point in playing blame game, etc. So you need to broaden your perspective or view to analyze this problem. So what does author refer to when he mentions pragmatism and perspective? It says that be practical analyzing this problem rather than moralizing and looking at the problem from the higher end and not able to analyze the ground realities associated with this problem. So 93rd, the answer to this question was 4. The problem of climate change by being viewed with narrow lens fails on 2 accounts, and he has given, this is very clearly given in the passage, 2 accounts were pragmatism and perspective. So direct question, nothing to worry about. Passage was very difficult, seems to be a little tiring also while reading, but the question is pretty direct. He has given, I can show you. My diagnosis, where am I moving my arrow right now? My diagnosis is twofold ethical failure of pragmatism and perspective. So they are not able to, the scientists are not able to, mainstream environmentalists are not able to organize, analyze this problem. So yeah, this is the answer. So that's how we solve. Let me check the other questions based on this RCs. A little lengthy RC. 96th question. When author says that one's carbon footprint is moral crime, he is highlighting what? Now, author is throughout the passages criticizing environmentalists, those who are not able to visualize this problem in totality, rather than they are narrowing down to moral issues. So he says that it is not the right way to analyze this problem, solve this problem, and it should be through political debate, public debate. And one of the lines is that we have to solve this problem ourselves rather than relying only on environmentalists. They don't have enough perspective or the insight into this problem. They are partially correct, only partially correct. So the question answer to this question was one. Option number one. Have how a simplified reductionist. Reductionist means it's a kind of philosophy where you try to reduce the complex, so you try to break the complex problem into pieces and then try to solve the problem. And that's what environmentalists are doing right now. And one of the lines, last few paragraphs, he has mentioned that this is one of the approach favored by environmentalists nowadays. So how a simplified and reductionist view is adopted by those who moralize this problem about moral change. So once carbon footprint is moral crime, I could have answered this question without even reading the passage. Moral crime means moralizing the problem. Second is very funny, how it is not only crime against the environment but also against the moral principle of life. So first is the best in this case. I just picked up this question just to tell you that how to analyze these lengthy RCs. Okay, now this is about the last paragraph was about killing one species badger, kind of nocturnal animal, lives in burrow and comes out only night. And this one of the environmental ministers issued this statement that in order to control TB among the cattle, the point is to kill, exterminate means mass slaughter, wipe out the entire race, and that to go for proactive killing. Proactive means you need right from the start of this, you are killing even little ones of this particular species. Means once for all you want to wipe out this race to solve the problem of this tuberculosis among animals, cattle sorry. And the second or third paragraph, he says that, author says that no doubt it was recommended by one of the scientists or the group of the scientists to go for this method alternative, but point is that they didn't find anything significant out of this method. Even the incidence of TB also didn't go down after killing or culling. Culling is again killing, cutting down. So nothing significant happened even after this method was adopted by the team of scientists there or the people there or even the politicians there. So again, you're trying to play with nature without analyzing the repercussions. So I'll just come on to the passage question based on this. Okay, the central idea of the passage is okay, Preeti, the moral crime means anything which is morally wrong and you go against moral principle. Let's say if I say that telling a lie is morally wrong, and if you adopt this habit of telling lies every time, then you are doing something which can be considered as morally wrong. That is called moral crime. And you feel guilt about this. If you are made to realize that you are saying this, you have done this, then you will feel guilt about. Moral means any principle or the truth which is accepted worldwide without any justification, without any explanation. That's called moral crime. So scientists, the environmentalists came up with the idea that why not to convert this into moral principle, that if you do anything against environment or if you try to contribute to the pollution, then you will be doing something morally wrong thing and will be considered as moral crime. Am I clear, Preeti? But this was not the solution accepted by the author of the passage. Say that the problem is very complex and cannot be solved just by moralizing the issue. Okay guys, last few minutes, we are already done with the time part. So central idea of the passage was people are really in a hurry and leaving the session, so I also have to take one more class after this session. So I think answer was the proof that the government was not equipped to handle delicate affairs related to the nature conservation showcase government are actually dealing with the issue related to nature in a ham-handed manner. So the answer to this question I think was option second, and because the government came up with a very cruel idea of eliminating the species once for all. So ham-handed manner, it's called very strict, cruel. So answer would be second. Probably I would have even without reading too much this passage, I would have answered this question easily. Next question, Mohit. Okay, last question I think is so Mohit, you are asking me the difference between bitterly critical and severely critical. Okay, very interesting question. And the author, I think, answer to this question was severely critical. Author is harshly criticizing the action by the government, action taken by the government this time to solve this problem. Bitterly is whenever you use or author uses very insulting, sharp, incisive words about the subject. So he hasn't used very insulting words or adjectives to describe the action by the government. That's why it cannot be bitterly critical. Severely means very sharply critical. Am I clear, Mohit? Bitter refers to adjectives. So this was the end of this session. So point was, while reading RCs side by side, please keep on working on your vocabulary, because and whenever you come across all these tones, make sure that after the end of the exam you come home and note down their meanings and try to reflect upon the nuances or the little difference. Likewise, the Mohit asked me this time, and you can you can see these differences again. If you're not able to, then probably next analysis will definitely take up, but make sure that you take the printout and solve the paper entirely. So the time has come to wind up this session, guys, and let me check if there is any other question left. Okay, last, how many following words can be used to describe, I think, insincere, apathetic, two ways. So you can easily check. So the time has come to wind up this session. So be cool, stay calm, stay focused, keep smiling, and work really hard. Be passionate about whatever you want to achieve in your life. It is not that Einstein or Mark Zuckerberg or Adani or Ambani can achieve anything. You also can achieve anything under the sun. The point is that we have to be really passionate about something. And don't worry too much about the hurdles you come across. You can get into IMSA, practice a lot, work really hard, and any problem, we shall be here and discussing these problems. All the best, guys. See you next time around. Bye.